In this video, I'm going to teach you how to meditate. Whether you're an absolute beginner or someone who needs a little jump start to your practice, this video is for you. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Joe and I've meditated every single day for the past 236 days. This journey started with my 100 days of meditation video, which I posted back during the summer. If you want some background on that, please go check it out. First, I need to set a common understanding for what we're talking about, and specifically what meditation is. First and foremost, meditation is not having no thoughts, going completely blank. It's none of those things at all. Meditation is also not exclusively a religious practice. Yes, its roots are grounded in Buddhism, but that doesn't mean it cannot be practiced in a completely casual and secular setting. For me, I see meditation as a process of focusing and maintaining your attention on a meditation object. Okay, quick lesson time. I really explained this horribly the first time I recorded this, so I'm just going to put this as simply as I can. The meditation object is what you rest your attention on throughout the entire meditation session, and the one I'm going to be teaching throughout this entire tutorial will be my breath. If you want to know more about attention and awareness, I highly recommend reading the Mind Illuminated. You can find a free PDF online probably. I mean, I paid for mine, but just to save you all the time of me going through how attention awareness works, I highly recommend just going through reading it because it can be a lot to wrap your mind around. So in essence, the meditation object, what you rest your attention on. So let's get started. First and foremost, we want to find a comfortable position. This can be your bed, you can sit lotus position, or you can use a yoga mat like you see pictured here. The most common form for me is sitting on the very edge of a chair with me using pillows or some other form of support to keep me sitting up with the right posture. Now, while you're sitting down, you want to get a good posture going. You know, someone as me who's gamed a lot, I've dealt with a lot of gamer neck, slouching posture. That's something that's come up in my practice as kind of a difficulty. You just want to find what's most comfortable for you. Now, as I start to sit down, I use a method from the Mind Illuminated, which you can actually see right here. It's a preparation to get you started with your session for the day. So while you're sitting down, you're getting comfortable, think to yourself, why am I meditating? This can be to ease anxiety, it can be to just live a better life for yourself. Whatever the reason is, think about that and fire up that motivation to be diligent and have a great session. And then as I'm thinking about that, I start to think about, what are my goals for this session? With meditation, the main thing is you always want to just enjoy it, but you do want to set goals to make sure that your practice is actually going somewhere. It can be very simple goals, such as every time my mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. And think about your past sessions. What did you do wrong then that you could work upon or build upon? Hear me when I say this. You want to set these goals very lightly. And this which brings me to my next point of the preparation, and be wary of expectations. Meditation is all about dealing with the ego. It is not about feeding it at all. And it's easy to get into this trap of setting goals for yourself and expecting things for yourself, and eventually getting disappointed and causing suffering. And that's the last thing we want. We don't want to feed any of the ego. So when you set these goals, set them very lightly, just as a little framework for you want to work through, but have no expectations whatsoever. As you get that settled out, you want to commit to diligence. So whatever you're dealing with, if you have any troubles on your mind, things that you're overthinking about, you want to say to yourself, no, for these 5, 10, 15, 20, 45, 60 minutes, I'm going to commit to this session. With that being said, make some final adjustments to your posture, get a little comfortable. I don't have any support here, but pretend there is. You want to get comfortable and then you're ready to get started. So as you're sitting here, you want to ease into it slowly, take a few deep breaths. Just depress your body, get into that state of relaxation. The Mind Illuminated gives a great analogy to think about, that you're settling to a nice hot spa. That's what you always want to think about these sessions, because you always want to enjoy it. Take a few deep breaths, exhale, hear the exhale, and just settle yourself in. As you take a few deep breaths, slow down and let the natural rhythm of the breath come back to normal. And then you just want to take everything in. All the sounds, all the feelings, the temperature of the room, the wind coming on your arms, your body, everything, all bodily sensations, maybe even thoughts. Just let it all come to you. Don't go seeking out for it. Just let it all come to you. Give priority to what's happening in the physical realm. There's going to be thoughts inevitably for any level that you're at. Try not to focus on them. Just let everything come to you. If you notice a thought, let it come, let it be, let it go. Now as I start to settle into the moment and relax, I slowly shift my attention to my bodily sensations. There are many ways you can do this. You can do a body scan from head to toe. You can do a body scan from toe to head. You can feel the bones in your arms and your fingers. You can feel all the muscles in your chest, your abdomen, and your neck. For me, I like to mix it up with this sometimes. Sometimes I do toe to head, whatever it is. Just get acquainted with the bodily sensations, how you feel. After a few minutes of getting acquainted with the body, I slowly move my attention to the bodily sensations associated with the breath. It's easy to think that the breath is only associated with the wind coming in and out of the nostrils. I try to restrict it to this region, the nose coming in through there, to our lungs, and then the abdomen rising and falling. Slowly, I start to get acquainted with that. And then as a few moments pass, I slowly bring my attention to the breath, the wind coming in and out of the nose. Now, an important point that the Mind Illuminated makes is focusing on the sensations of the breath. Feel the temperature of the in-breath and the out-breath. It's slowly coming in and slowly coming out. Do your best not to control it. This is a little hard for beginners, I understand that. A simple trick that helps me is exhaling all the way and letting the breath just come back to its natural rhythm. That way the body needs the oxygen to come in. As the area you're focusing your attention on has become small, as the wind coming in and out of the nostrils from everything of your body and everything, you don't want to focus too hard. Don't try to go so hard in. That's how we activate the fight or flight response that comes with anxiety and just fear-induced situations. Just a gentle rest of attention on the breath. Coming in and out. And from there, the rest of your session is basically just doing that. Now, the most important cycle that's going to be occurring, especially as a beginner, is forgetting and mind wandering. The way our minds naturally are, no matter how hard you try to focus on the meditation object, in this case, the breath, there's going to be a point as while you are focusing, you're going to forget. You're going to think about what you're going to have for dinner. You're going to think about a fight you had with someone, a conversation you had with someone. There's going to come a point in time when you realize that, when you catch the thought that you're having, you're like, wait, I'm supposed to be focusing on the breath. This is an incredibly important part and the fundamental part of progressing with your practice. In this aha moment when you realize, oh wait, I'm supposed to be focusing on the breath. I acknowledge the thought that's there. I release my tension on it. I relax and gently, not forcefully, this is important, not forcefully, don't yank your attention back to the breath. Gently bring your attention back to the sensations of the breath and just continue to observe them. And this is going to happen over and over and over, but slowly but surely, the amount of forgetting is going to decrease, the amount of mind wandering is going to decrease, and you're going to progress with your practice. Now, it's very easy to get frustrated with mind wandering. You think that you're supposed to be focused on the breath. Be gentle and kind with yourself. When you get angry and frustrated, that's just going to make it harder to actually subconsciously tell your mind that you want to bring it back. You want to associate this moment of realization that this is a good thing, this is a pleasant thing. Be thankful that your mind's becoming more concentrated. Now, while I am doing my sessions, here's some things that usually help me stay with the breath. Probably the biggest one is counting. This works as sort of an anchor to keep your mind rested on the breath. Obviously, you're still going to mind wander, you're going to forget sometimes, but it really helps me a lot. For me, whenever the out breath ends, that's when I start my count. So in, out, then one, then in, out, then two, and so on. And in general, what helps me is just becoming curious of the breath, seeing how the energy comes in, associating happiness and contentment with the feelings and sensations of the breath. Notice the beginning and the end of the in and out breath. Treat it like a game, where you're having fun trying to see all the sensations coming in, becoming interested in it. Now, when the meditation session ends, I like to do a few things that help me transition back into my everyday life. So when the timer goes off, whatever app you're using, okay, so you sit there and you let go of the attention. You don't focus on anything. Just let your mind do whatever it wants. And that will help you settle into the present moment more and become more aware of what your mind's actually doing instead of just having this attention locked in, because that's not always going to be in everyday life. So you let go, I focus on the body a little bit, I come back to awareness, not so honed in on the breath. And whenever I'm ready, I open up my eyes and I look around, I get a sense for how I feel with no judgment whatsoever, and I get back on up. From this point on, I like to carry an intention. I say to myself, I want to carry this state with me throughout my entire day. Obviously, that's not how it's always going to be 24/7, but having that intention helps me build my practice. And that's basically how my practice looks. It doesn't really get more complicated than that. I think the biggest challenge for beginners is things like procrastination, setting the habit in stone. Once you have it in you and you see the benefits of how much it helps you, you're really not going to have much difficulty getting with it. It's just about setting the intention of the practice and sticking to it with a drive to be with it every single day. You have to understand, for those of you who are looking to better yourselves and live a happier life in general, you're going to have countless insights along the way. You're going to learn so much. And sometimes you won't really understand what's going on with your mind. For this reason, I have this channel and my Discord server for us to all be together and help each other along our journeys. If you want to join the community, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell and join the Discord server. We're here to help each other grow, because with great power, there must always come great responsibility. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe and healthy.